This board is quite possibly, argumentably, one of the best boards ever made. Okay, now I know right now the Eastgate police are looking me up right now. However, let me explain. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is RC and today we are going to be reviewing the Kailh XL40. We're going to talk about the good and the bad. This board is argumentably one of the best boards ever made. Let me explain. Okay, the quality, the design, the attention to detail, the customer service, the lack of maintenance, all of it combined really factors into a statement like that. And I think it's important that we weigh all of these options against other boards that exist out there, and we really qualifies a comment like that. So let's get into it. Let's go over the details. Let's talk about everything in great detail, and yeah, let's go. This board has been absolutely fantastic. The battery has not degraded in any regard at all. I think it's got a listed range of 40 miles, and I get that 40 miles. It is not, I've not had any problems with range, and I ride this thing very, very aggressively. So 2 thumbs up on the range, it's absolutely fantastic. The service and support that I have received from Ernesto and his team on this product has been absolutely amazing. When I say that, when I first purchased the board, I had an issue with, I don't know where it is, but I had an issue with the remote disconnecting from the board. And that was just because the antenna, it was not located in the correct position. So all Ernesto did is, he got on the phone with me and he worked through the issues with me, installing the app on my phone. And then, he said, oh, I'll just send you a shipping label, we'll send the board back. And, within a week's time, he had the board back to me with the antenna extended, and it had no disconnecting issues from the remote anymore. So it wasn't a long conversation, it wasn't a difficult conversation. It was, oh, there's a problem with my board? Oh, absolutely not. He just took care of it, sent pack and slip, shipped it back to him, got it back, and it was no issues at all. Another example of really quality customer support was I had some issues with the wheels. It was kind of a strange problem, right? So these the gold wheels that came with the board, and I couldn't get these screws out. And they just wouldn't come out. It was very bizarre. I called Ernesto and I said, hey, this is what's going on. And he just couldn't believe it. So I tried everything I could to really get those untorqued. He sent a shipping label out, and he said, yeah, let me get you new wheels. So I shipped the wheels over to him. He was able to get the screws out. I wasn't able to get the screws out. I don't know, maybe I just don't know what the heck I'm doing. What I did is I went ahead and purchased some additional wheels from another vendor. Propel deserves some credit there. So I was able to get these wheels, which they worked out very perfectly, very cost effective. Get those and put some knobby tires on here. So I've been able to take this off-roading, and that experience has been actually absolutely wonderful, especially with the curved deck. We'll talk more about that later. So anyway, back to service and support. So yeah, Ernesto got the wheels, took the screws out, and shipped them right back to me, and we kind of laughed about it, and that was it. It was just a fantastic, seamless experience, very short, did not take a long time at all. So absolutely 100% 200 thumbs up there. I have not maxed this thing out yet. I just see no reason to. I've got really fast boards. It's not really for that purpose for me specifically. Yes, I will eventually get there, but I've gotten pretty fast on this board. The acceleration on this board it is just phenomenal. I think it's just because it's so lightweight, and you've got these motors back here, these gear drive motors back here, and it's just been an exhilarating experience. I don't even have it on its highest setting. So I cannot say enough about the acceleration. I cannot say enough about the speed that this product offers. It's got that carbon fiber deck, which makes it even lighter, and this lightweight frame. And the acceleration is just some of the best acceleration out there. Maintenance on this board has been absolutely wonderful. And I say that because there really isn't anything to do. There is nothing to do on this freaking board. It just works. I've changed a couple of bushings out because, you know, I ride pretty aggressively now. Actually, one is some harder bushings here, but that's not really maintenance, right? So the only maintenance that I've run into is I don't even really remember getting a flat tire. Yeah, I have had one flat tire, but it's so easy. You just change that nut out and then put a spare in and you're done. Right now, if you don't have a spare, then yes, you have to take these 6 screws out and you have to go through all that mess. You know, I always carry around a spare tire. You take one nut out, put another nut back in, you're done. It's simple, it's easy. You do have to grease the motors here. And yes, you can take this and squirt grease inside of this motor cage here. But I usually take the tire off, remove this part here, and open it up, and then grease inside of that gear. I have only had to grease, and I probably should grease more often than I have, but I've only had to grease maybe a couple of times. I've had no issues with any of the motors. I've had no issues with the gears. I've had no issues, period. This thing is just solid. It's solid as a rock. It's built really well. I've just had no problems in servicing this board. 2 thumbs up. Okay, let's talk about the remote. This is, again, the Hoyt Street remote, just like the Hoyt Street remote with the Super Sport Lone Star Crew Quad. So I classify this as a top quality hyper board. So I don't understand why some of the best boards on the market, and I do mean that, some of the best boards on the market have the Hoyt Street remote. This is a great remote. I like the remote. It's a quality remote. It's simple. It's very, very basic and very simple. But it's so basic and so simple that it's just like, why? And I know disconnects have been a problem with boards in the past, with, you know, less expensive boards in the past, and we're trying to stay away from having a remote disconnect from the board. I know it's very important, but you can do that and still build off of this format and this platform. Take every single piece that's inside of this remote and put it into another remote, okay, on a smaller platform that has a display. And then allow us to be able to operate, manage the board from a newer remote. I do not like the fact that this is the only remote that ships with the product. Yes, we can go buy a remote, we can sync up a remote, but I want it to come directly from the manufacturer. I want them to vet it, I want them to approve it, and I want them to sell the product as a combo with the board. So if we could please upgrade the remote on this Kelly and any other future Kellys that are coming out, that would make it pretty much almost a very good, perfect product. So thumbs down on this remote for this type of board. I think this is a tremendous value. I paid $3,800, $3,900 for this about 2 years ago, and you know, it's in top-notch shape. It's held up very, very well. It's a very, very great price. Actually, when I ordered it, the XL50 was not even available yet. It was on their site, but I think there were some issues with the batteries, so I had to get the XL40. So the cost on this board and the value is outstanding. It's just been an outstanding purchase. The deck on this board is beautiful. Okay, this is just an incredibly, outstandingly beautiful deck. It's carbon fiber. The graphics are just fantastic. The curved deck, I call it a Trampa style deck, but the curved deck, it offers clearance. Now I will say this, the deck is carbon fiber. It is not very flexible. When you first get this deck, it is harsh on your feet. Oh my goodness. In my my first impressions video of this board many years ago, 2 years ago, I was riding around the mall and went into an abandoned movie theater parking lot, and as soon as I got in that parking lot, I got off this thing and my feet they were hurt down. I was in pain. But I got off the board for about 5 minutes and walked around and got back on the board, and I was fine. I did not have any feet fatigue after that. It actually disappeared. But you know, when you first get this board, if you were to get a board and you're not used to a curved board, a curved deck, and it's carbon fiber, you know, it takes a little bit to get used to. It also takes a little bit to get used to. That your feet are placed here. So yeah, but no, in terms of the deck is absolutely fantastic. Once you're adjusted to it, it's very, very easy to carve, especially with these lips here. You know, you can really dig into those carves and really start dancing on your board and doing lots of cool things. So and it it also locks your feet in as well. So the deck, absolutely 100%, 2 thumbs up. Talk about lights. So lights on this board, they do not come on this board. Now I know they are available on the higher class board that Kelly offers, but on the XL40 and XL50, there's no lighting system, which is a shame, right? So there's been a lot of advancements in trucks. There's been a lot of advancement in light placement, and what I've done here is I've just added a third-party light here from a third-party vendor and screwed it down pretty good. But some other decks out there, they have the lights actually built into the frame or built into the truck. So I think we should start really taking advantage of some of the advancements that have happened with some of the other board makers out there. You know, I'll say this: the Telem board here, it has the lights actually built into the truck. We should embrace change. We should embrace technology improvements, embrace all of the advances in technology, and really start to put these lights inside of the trucks, so we don't have to go out and do an extra expense on lights, front lights, back lights. The lights that I have in here, you know, these are 800, and it's a very, very bright light. But to take the light off, to have to charge it, like everything should really be tied into the battery. And we really shouldn't have to unplug it and plug these lights in and charge it up. It's just kind of a hassle when we can just have everything feed off of a large battery like this. So come up with a screen remote that has a feature that can turn the lights on from the remote, and that would be awesome as well. Thumbs down on the lights. The tighter the bushings are, the less turning radius is going to be. The harder the bushings are, the less turning radius is going to be. I like it to be a little bit faster, so I've got the harder bushings on here. But I still am not. I still don't have any issues with the turn. So the turning radius is actually quite well on this board, so I have no issues with that at all. With the very, very hard bushing, I think it was the medium and the hard one. I've got some issues in terms of being able to install them. I actually need another person to help me install it because it's so difficult. You know, I had to take that truck off and I had to get somebody to, you know, stand on it or get somebody to help me bend it just to get that bushing in there. So that was a little bit difficult. So, you know, I'm going to get, you know, turning radius and the bushings. I'll give it a thumbs up and a thumbs down. Accessories and wish list, if you will. It would be nice if we had a DeVega or something actually built into the board where it would give the telemetry data and you know, heat and everything to manage and operate your board while riding. That would be nice. It would also be nice to have a better remote, an upgraded remote with a display on it, telling you how fast you're going, so on and so forth. It would also be nice to have lights in the trucks. And some different options with the wheels and tires. I would like to, again, I have this really large wheel here, right? So this board can be ridden off-road. I'm telling you, it can with these knobby wheels, 100% it can. But if you have a larger wheel, then you don't have to worry about the motors hitting the ground or the bottom of the deck hitting the bottom of the ground. So this could actually become an off-road board very, very easily. And if you were to put 2 motors up here, you know, you have a product. You have a mountain board. So you could very easily, very simply turn this into a mountain board. Obviously, if you did that, you would have to put some type of cage protection on here. But that's easy. Just get a bolt-on system, bolting onto this back truck here and folding it over here, and then doing that up front as well. Just putting both cages up here, and now you have a mountain board with just larger wheels. It's just so simple and so easy. It's just such a simple change that Kelly could do to make this a mountain board. It would be fantastic. Obviously, you might want to do a little bit more deck protection under here, and you know, maybe offer some springs that would make the ride less aggressive, if you will, and the shock less aggressive. With this springing system, these dual spring system that Propel has here, it really makes the ride very comfortable. And the springing system that the Telum board here offers, it makes the ride comfortable as well. So this is very, very simple to make this a mountain board. I think maybe that's the next step that Kelly could do. I think you could do an outstanding job at making a mountain board. Because you've done an outstanding job of making a on-road board. So just a couple of things that would make this board an absolutely perfect product. It's already an outstanding product. Let's offer some more parts, some more SKUs. You could offer a mountain board, you could offer a speed board, you could offer a purely dance board, or even a mini board. You could offer, like I said, an off-roading board or a mountain board. So there's just so many different types of models that can be offered. Perhaps maybe that's due to the lack of staff, but maybe it's time to increase that staff and get that product development out there and come out with some great products, because again, the design is there, the vision is there. It's just, you just don't have enough products available. So just to give you a thumbs down on the products. Overall satisfaction with this product, I am very, very satisfied. I don't want to say 100% because I did have some thumbs downs, I did have some complaints. However, the overall experience, riding experience, the joy that this offers, the value, everything combined into just one big bucket, it has been quite possibly one of the most enjoyable boards that I've had. I say one of the most, it's really difficult for me to say the most enjoyable board. Maybe if I say the most on-road enjoyable board, maybe we could get away with that. The best off-road board on the planet is this, right? Period. So I know it's heavy, I know it's big, but you can take this anywhere, you can do anything with it. If you want to jump, then I would say probably the next best product is probably going to be your Trampa-based board or your Telum board, right? So there's a lot to offer on the Telum board. I think people should give Ecomobile another look. But that's a whole other thing. We'll talk about the Telum and the Ecomobile company, and we'll sum all that up, because that's a big long conversation. We'll talk about that a whole another time. This is Kaylee's life. This is Kaylee's conversation. So going out of town, taking this board wherever I really want to. It's really my go-to board. If I just want to just go and just pick up a board, I don't have to worry about mileage. I don't have to worry about it being safe to ride at night. I don't have to worry about on-road or off-road, especially with the knobby wheels on there. I don't have to worry about maintenance issues. I don't have to worry about, oh, is this screw going to come out, or is this little spring going to come, none of that. It's nice and small, it's nice and lightweight. If you were to compare this board with any board, frankly, I think it's very comparable. Obviously not a mountain board, but if you compare this with any street board, I think it's a very interesting conversation to have. But it's really an outstanding product. I can't believe it's been 2 years already. Can't believe that it's held up so well. Solid product. Very, very happy with it. Go USA. We don't have a lot of companies building very, very quality hyperboard use case in the United States. So a lot of it's overseas, and I think this is such a large community, and it's going to continue to expand, that we really need a solid product in every single country. So thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Please check out my videos and subscribe if you like. For now, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. Bye.